Thank you very much. Could you please tell us, this statement has come out with Wits on their Twitter account, and now we have it confirmed with Sharona Patel. One of the biggest things, it says one of the latest demands of the protesting students is that Wits and all other universities should be shut down until government agrees to free education. And we've had quite a number of government figures saying that this is a bit unrealistic. It will not happen overnight. How is this going to affect the long run in terms of the protest itself? Because we don't know when the free education will be granted.
I think this has come with a shock on our side in terms of the university to actually postpone the assembly, because we sat in long night meetings yesterday and there's been various demands that I think it needs to be clear that it's been various demands, internal and external demands. But we had to say that we'll continue with the assembly and the march regardless of certain differences that we had, and then would have a meeting that would sit immediately after that to iron out these things. Because it looks to us now that the university was cornering us. It was a sort of, they're giving us an assembly in exchange for class opening Monday. That was not our understanding as to when the assembly was being called. We thought the university was working in good faith to say that we as a community, we as the Wits community, agree and committed to free education, and we're all going to march together. But now, if you corner us into a situation of let's go to students and tell them they're going to class Monday because they've been given an assembly that did not give them free education, was a bit problematic. However, we were going to go to students and ask them what do they think of other options, such as going back to class while they build a momentum on the state to deliver free and quality education on their side. So we thought we had spoken very well with the mediators. So this comes as a shock to our side to say that now the university has postponed the meeting at the General Assembly on the basis that we denied to go back to class. We had never agreed to go back to class. However, we would concede to that if the university was making in good faith.
Now, it seems like there was quite a bit of a misunderstanding in terms of that. What do you think caused this misunderstanding, where you feel as though that you were sort of bull run into the agreement?
So in our conversations with the mediators last night, we got to a point where they were like, oh, perhaps we should have started with the conversation we were having then, Monday, when this mediation process began. However, at the very last part of the meeting, we all agreed that we would look at possible ways we could all get something. That means if we could possibly run the academic program while we put pressure on the government to deliver. For instance, give the government 5 days, give the government 7 days, or give the government 11 days to respond to the call for free and quality education.
Well, I'm going to have to interrupt you there. We do have someone else on the phone line. It's Thabo Mulaji from SASCO, who is live to join us also on this topic. Thank you so much for joining us. Now, what is the reaction, or rather, what is your reaction to what has been announced by Wits in terms of the postponement of the General Assembly?
I think we're a bit shocked. We had thought that really the university will reach consensus on a number of things, particularly with the student formations and the SRC there. Our understanding was the General Assembly is called out of those engagements. But for the fact that there has not been an agreement, and I hear the colleague on the other side, Comrade Kefenze, who indicate that the assembly was not an exchange for classes to resume and so forth. It was to reach consensus on a variety of issues. Look, there are many issues that are on the table. Some are institutional based, some have to do with government. And we're really saddened by the fact that there was no consensus reached on particular issues, and therefore leads to the postponement of the assembly. Because as we knew that the assembly, if it has to sit, it will sit after a variety of engagements. I'm a bit worried and concerned that there appears to be also changing demands in the process, and we think all the stakeholders at Wits must engage in good faith and resolve the impasse in that institution. And I'm not convinced that the council meeting is an appropriate platform for the university to resolve some of these things. I believe the mediators must continue to engage with various role players that are there, particularly with students, leaders, to ensure that ultimately they are not compromised in these processes, but they ultimately reach their objective. As Kifense says, that they are really prepared to consider a number of options, but it must be in good faith, like we had indicated earlier on.
Now, we also have Nomusa, our ANN7 reporter, who is on the line with us. Thank you very much, Nomusa, for joining us. This is quite some big news that we've had. I understand that you're on the ground. Could you please tell us the reactions of the students and from your side?
Well, thank you so much. Yes, indeed, I am at the Wits University, and right now the situation is that the executive management has just called a press briefing to address us on this postponement of the assembly. The Wits management has explained that they have tried to liaise with the students, which did not materialize. Hence, they are postponing the assembly that was set to take place today at 11 a.m. The mediation process took so late as 3 a.m. in the morning, according to Shirona Patel, who is the Wits spokesperson. She also explained to us that the students are not willing to come to party, hence they are postponing the assembly, because right now it is pointless to go to such a process because they are not in agreement on most of the things that the university is raising. But also another important point is that Wits University was willing to come to party for free education, of which students, they then raised other demands. They brought forward latest demands. For example, one of the latest demands the protesting students is that all other universities should be shut down until government agrees for free education, which is now beyond the Wits University's control. Hence, the Wits University now is postponing the assembly that was supposed to take place today. But also, in the statement that Wits University has issued, they mentioned that there has been no agreement for the protesting students on the format of General Assembly. They are seeking direct engagement from the floor. So now the concern of the university regarding this is that it creates unnecessary tension between the students themselves and other stakeholders, raising security risk and serving as a symbol of disunity for the university. So it shows that they are not together, they are not in any way close to agreeing on any points that are raised in terms of making sure that they are a united university towards free education. But also they've gone further to say that the university has dedicated many resources in preparations to this assembly, including the negotiation of the flag that was negotiated yesterday by the Senate, of which the students boycotted and did not attend. Even on top of that, when they boycotted the Senate...
No, so I'm going to have to interrupt you there. I just want to explain to the viewers there in the screen, there in the box, you can see there's a live visuals from the presser that the Wits is going to give.